The yin poses are quite strong. It's quite hot as well. Use props, any modifications, and come out of poses at any point if it's painful. So we shouldn't be feeling pain in these poses. And listen to your body. So we're going to come to laying on our backs. So we're going to open up the hips. So we're going to externally rotate the hips, bring the feet together, and just take the knees out wide. Just be comfortable. And again, just in the vein of yin, if you've got blocks or blankets you want to put under your knees like so, then feel free to do that. So just make yourself comfortable. Gently rest the hands on the belly. We'll come into the breath. And I want you to sigh out through the mouth for the first 2 or 3 breaths. Just bring your awareness into how you're feeling right here, right now. We're breathing all the way in, all the way out. Just slowly move your attention to the ribs and the belly. As you breathe in, just feel that lift. Breathe out as we lower down. Just slowly move your attention to the sides of the ribs, to the back of the ribs. And just breathe in. All that space. Breathe out. Now you slowly move your attention to the heart and the shoulders now. You can take the hands there if you like. As you inhale, just feel that chest lift as the heart opens. And exhale to just notice the shoulders and the shoulder blades pressing into the mat. Just notice the natural curves of the spine. Just bring your attention to the lower body and notice how the hips and the knees and the ankles are feeling. Just bring your awareness to any pains or aches. Just be mindful. We're just going to take our attention now to the whole body. And see if you can get a sense of breathing in through the whole body. Breathing out through the whole body. I'm going to take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, slowly on the inhale, I want you to draw the knees in towards each other. And just bring each knee to the chest and give yourself a nice little hug. and a gentle rock from side to side. I'm going to slowly come to stillness, and I want you to inhale as you lift the forehead towards the knees, shoot the fingers out, exhale to low. Inhale to lift, exhale to low. Take 2 more in your own breath. Engage the core and release. And slowly bring the feet to the mat. We're going to take the arms to the side. I'm going to inhale as we lift the hips up. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. If you want to put a block under your lower back, you can. You can make this active and dynamic if you want. You can lift one of the legs up at a time. So it's your choice. You can make it more yin and just relax here for a few breaths. I'm going to take one more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring yourself back to the mat. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. And I want you to take the legs up in the air and press the feet towards the sky as we flex the toes towards the face. You can mirror it with the arms and the hands as we point and flex. And just rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. We're just opening up the hamstrings, the feet, the hands, the wrists. And just slowly start opening the legs out wide. Start working into those groin and thigh muscles as well. Take a little rock from side to side. And just notice how you're feeling in this position. Does it feel nice? Does it feel uncomfortable? Just listening to your body. So feel free to rock from side to side. Notice that sensation. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly draw the legs back towards each other. And just keep the legs straight. Bring the arms to the side. And we're going to take our leg raises. So we will work into the abs just for a few moments. And as we say, you can tap the abs to check that they're engaged. And so we're going to inhale to lift and exhale to lower. I want you to take them out to the left and the right, working into the obliques. Nice and controlled. I'm going to take 5 more, wherever you are. And slowly draw the knees in. Give yourself another little squeeze and a hug. I'm going to gently bring the feet to rest on the mat. And I want you to take the right foot and just place it over the left thigh. So we're going to come into reclined pigeon. And just see where your right hip naturally opens. So we're not forcing it at the moment. And if you want, you could gently coax it a little bit further with that right hand. So not forcing it. Being careful here. I'm going to keep that right foot flexed to protect the knee. And you can stay here or you can loop the hands through and take hold of the left shin or the left thigh. Just stay here for a few breaths. Just breathe in, breathe out. You can make any adjustments you want. We're just going to be here for just a few more breaths. So if your edge has shifted, make a movement, that's fine. Just take a couple more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to slowly release and bring that right foot to the mat. We're going to take the arms to the side and we're going to inhale as we lift up into bridge pose. And remember, if you want to make it more dynamic, you can lift one of the legs up. Try not to lose that lift. So engage the core, work the glutes a bit and lift up. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And slowly bring that foot down if it's lifted and then gently bring the hips down. And we're going to do the other side. So we're going to take that left foot and place it over the right thigh. And again, just check naturally where that left hip opens. So we're going to be mindful not to force anything here, but just take the left hand and just see if you can gently create any more space. It doesn't matter if it's not there, don't worry. And you've got the option to loop it through, or you can stay where you are. Try to keep that left foot active. You don't want to lose that knee stability. So just take care here. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel free to close down the eyes. It's up to you. So you'll normally find it's different on one side. So I'm definitely a bit tighter on my left side, so I can feel it quite strong in that left hip. Just be careful with these hip exercises as well, not to go too far. I'm going to stay for a few more breaths. If you want to change anything, you can do that. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to take a couple more breaths out. And when you're ready, gently release. Bring that left foot back to the mat. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. I'm going to bring the arms to the side and lift up into your bridge. And you can take the other leg in the air if you want. Try to keep that lift. So do these poses with honesty. For 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And slowly come back to the mat. I'm just going to stick with the yin for a little bit. We're going to take your belt. You can use a scarf if you have that handy. I'm going to start with the right leg. So I'm going to place the belt around that right foot, just towards the middle of the foot, so it's nice and secure. Keep the elbows on the mat. You can straighten the left leg or keep it bent. And we're going to just draw that right leg towards the body, so towards the upper body. So we're opening up that right hamstring. You can bring a little bend into it if you want. If you find your bending gets so much that you lose the stretch, then just draw the leg away a bit. So again, you can make this as strong as you want. You can take it a little bit deeper if it's available. We're just going to stay for just a little bit longer. Keep that breath going all the way in, all the way out. Just feel that stretch at the back of that leg. And when you're ready, Slowly release. Take that belt away. We're just going to bring that knee in. Nice little hug. You can rotate the ankle in both directions. And just give that thigh a little bit of a squeeze. So I'm going to stick with the right just a bit longer. Take the belt again. Bring it around that right foot. Take hold of it in the right hand. I want you to place your left hand on that left hip. So we want to try and keep neutral pelvis. And I want you to stretch that right leg over to the right. So we're opening up that right hip. Feeling that inner thigh as well. So hopefully, quite a nice stretch. Really draw that left hip down. And just take the gaze wherever it's comfortable. We're going to be here for a little bit longer, so if you need to make any adjustments, then you can do that. So it might be different position or something. Couple more breaths. When you're ready, you're going to slowly come out of it. So just come out of it safely. Take your time. Release that belt. We're just going to squeeze that leg and just do any little movements that you need. We're going to move over to the other side now. So I'm just going to swing around. So this is going to be the left side. So you can straighten that right leg. You can bend that right knee. It's up to you. We're going to take the belt around the left foot this time. Try to keep the elbows on the mat. And we're going to inhale as we draw that left hamstring towards the upper body. That left leg. So just work with it. Just be mindful. It might be different on this side. That's absolutely fine. And you can just use that breath to create any more space if it's there. Breathe in. Stay for a little bit longer, so if you need to make any adjustments, again, you might want to change yourself a little bit. Just take a couple more breaths out. And when you're ready, we're going to release that leg and just bring it in, give it a nice little squeeze. Whatever you need. We're going to stick with that left side and we're going to bring that belt again around that left foot. And you can straighten that right leg or you can keep the knee bent, but I want you to bring the right hand on that right hip. So we're trying to keep a nice, stable body. But what we're doing is opening out that left hip. So we don't want to lose that stretch by lifting up the right side. Might do it a little bit, so don't stress too much. The yin poses are really good for sort of working deeper into the joints and the fascia. And also good for encouraging mindfulness as well. Also very strong poses. You will feel this. You can stay here for a little bit longer if you need to make any changes. Just take a couple more breaths out. When you're ready, I'm going to slowly draw it back in. So just release that belt. You can bring the legs in, give yourself a nice little squeeze. Just notice how your body is feeling. We're going to bring the arms by the side and we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up, coming into bridge pose. And this time we're going to make it an active bridge pose. So start engaging those inner thigh muscles. Try to draw those knees in together a little bit. Feeling the glutes as well. We're just going to breathe in. I'm going to be here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Slowly bring yourself to the mat. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Just give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. So we're going to come into our tabletop position. So I want you to come there in a safe way. So you can roll up and down. You can roll up to the side. It's entirely up to you. So hands spread out nice and wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. So let's take our cat-cow breaths. As you inhale, I want you to tilt the pelvis away from the belly. Draw the belly towards the mat as the shoulders come in and the gaze goes up. Exhale, reverse that motion. So really tilt that pelvis towards the back of the body. Round the shoulder blades, gaze comes down. Just work through a few of these. Feel free to add any other little movements, side to side, whatever you need. Have a little go at some on the fingertips as well. So just change it up a little bit. Don't be afraid to be creative. Just notice how the spine is feeling. Just take a couple more of these and come back to your neutral spine. And I want you to take the fingers and I want you to point them towards the body this time. So we're bringing hands the other way. So we're just working into the wrists a little bit and just take it a little bit forward, a little bit back. Your circles in both directions. There's a strong extension of the wrists here. You should feel it in the arms. And release. And slowly bring the hands back. And fingers are pointing forward. We're going to come into a bit of strength now. So we're going to work into our dolphin pose. So I want you to come onto the forearms. Just check that you're roughly shoulder distance apart. So take on opposite elbows. Bring the forearms out. Or you can take the hands together. We're just going to have a little bit of practice if you're working towards your inversions where you're working towards forearm headstand or forearm stand. So these are quite good exercises to practice. So I'm going to bring my hands out. I'm going to lift my hips up. And you can stay in this position, in your dolphin dog, working into the back of the legs. Or if you want to go a little bit further, you can walk the feet a little bit forward towards the face. And just take the gaze between the hands. And if you want to go further, you can have a go at lifting one leg up and just slowly rock on the ball of the other foot. If you're working towards inversions, what you want eventually is for that hip to actually be level with the shoulders. So have a look at your alignment here. And release, and let's just switch over to the other side. I'm still working on my forearm headstand. And sometimes when I film it and I look at myself back, I notice that I'm not quite getting that lift over with the hips. I think I'm a little bit scared still. If I'm against the wall, I can do it. And I can hold it for like 2 seconds, but otherwise I struggle. We're going to stay in dolphin. We're working into the arms as well, so nice strong shoulders. Let's just hold it here. Couple more breaths. And when you're ready, slowly drop the knees and bring yourself into child's pose. Woo! I can feel that in my arms. Strong pose. We're going to stay with dolphin for just one more exercise, I think. And what we're going to do when you come back, I want us to all meet in our dolphin dog again. And this time I want you to clasp the fists. I'm not going to have them separate, we're just going to have the fists together. So bring yourself back, so you can start up in tabletop if you want. Bring yourself onto the forearms, take hold of the hands, and we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up. And you've got the option of staying here, or we're going to take some dolphin push-ups. So again, check yourself. So you're coming all the way forward into your plank and lifting all the way up. You don't have to go all the way, just do what's available. You may find that you're still slightly lifted, that's fine. This is quite good for the core as well. Just maybe take 1 or 2 more. And when you're ready, just drop the knees and we'll come back into child's pose again. So just do your version of child's pose. We're going to take 3 more breaths and we're going to meet in plank pose. And we're just going to do 1 exercise in plank pose. So we won't work for too long in plank, I think, because we did quite a bit on it the other day. So let's come back into plank. So just check your alignment here. You can stay in plank if you want, or you can drop the knees. Or if you want to try something different, you can walk the feet out. So you can go to the right, back to center, to the left, back to center. Try to keep a nice, neutral pelvis. Check your alignment. Make sure that you are really trying to stick to that true plank shape. So we're going to do 1 more on each side. Come back to center and let's hold plank. Make your alignment, draw the heels away for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And just drop back into your child pose. Just stay for a few breaths. So just take a couple more breaths here in child pose. When you're ready, I want you to all meet me in downward facing dog. So lift those hips up. You can bend the knees, pedal the feet. I want you to inhale as you lift the heels, exhale to lower. Take it 2 more times. Your own breath. Check your alignment here. So take the gaze between the legs behind you or towards the navel, shoulders away from the ears. Pulling the mat away with the hands. Take 3 lion's breaths here. You can stay here for a few breaths, or if you want to go deeper, you can drop the elbows to hover. Just work the triceps. Just make sure you're keeping in your dog pose, you're breathing into the back. You're going to take 1 more inhale together. Exhale as you gaze between the hands, and I want you to slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Let's just come into our ragdoll. Just shake it out. Do whatever you need. Just find your point. So bring the hands wherever they need. The mat, the toes, the shins, the thighs, whatever. Going to inhale, we lift chest and straighten the arms. Exhale to lift. So just take a few in your own breath. When you're ready, I want you to slowly start coming up. So lead with the chest. Keep that little micro on the knees if you need. We're going to come all the way up. Tiptoes, fingers shooting towards the sky. Hold it here. And release. And just take a few shoulder rolls in both directions. And we're going to meet in Tadasana. So come into your mountain pose. Lift the toes. Spread them out as you bring them back to the mat. And I want you to try and bring a little bit more weight towards the heels, rather than it being evenly throughout the foot. Nice neutral pelvis. A lot of people teach you to draw the tailbone down. That kind of messes up with your alignment. So just keep it neutral. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. You can bring that Ujjayi breath in if it's there. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into your plank pose. Keep it nice and strong. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. If you find that you're dipping in the hips, engage the core, get that lift. Let's take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows, chest comes forward. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. I want you to inhale that left arm up. So just shoot the fingers up. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the outside of that right leg. And take the gaze under the right armpit if it's available. So just a nice little twist here. And release. And let's take the right arm up. And you can take it to the outside of the left hand. Try to keep the tailbone and the pelvis neutral. Breathe into the back of the body. And release. Let's take 1 more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Gaze to the sky. Exhale to release. Let's take a few moments. We've got about 10 minutes to go. So you should be okay. Just find your Tadasana. You're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. You can stay here, or you can lift that left hand off, come into your side plank. And I want you to stay here, or try something else. Lift that left leg up and down, up and down. Try to keep that right hip nice and strong. Take one more inhale. Exhale to release that left hand to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out as we lower into chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that right leg in the air. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring the right hand outside of the right foot. And we're going to come into a little bit of a lizard pose. You can take the right hand to draw that right hip a little bit deeper. Or you come into the forearms, it's your choice. If you want to have a little practice working towards various variations of lizard, you can rock back and forth on the back foot, like so. Just helps to create that space. If you want to work towards different versions, such as flying lizard, different versions where you can bring the shoulder underneath that right leg, like so. So let's just stay here for a couple more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to inhale as we shoot that right leg in the air. And we're going to exhale as we bend the right knee and we're going to come into pigeon pose. So bring the right foot behind the right, left hand even. Flex the right foot. Coming into pigeon. You can release yourself onto the mat. You can go a little bit deeper if you want to lift off that left foot. I'm not there yet. I'm trying. Let's just take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, I want you to bring that left leg all the way around to the front. Press the right foot into the left thigh. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, hinge forward over that left leg. And we're going to just stretch into the hamstrings. If you have a belt, you can use the belt. So it's up to you. And remember to breathe into the back as well. Inhale, lift. Exhale as we come forward. So it's not just grabbing the foot. Really feel that space. Let's just take a couple more breaths. Let's inhale as we come up. I want you to straighten that right leg. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the butt. We're going to inhale, you lift, coming into reverse plank. Take the head behind you. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one more inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in as we slowly come back to the mat. Bring yourself up, and I want you to come back into downward facing dog. And we're going to inhale as we lift that right leg again. And you can stay here or stack right hip over left or drop it into wild thing. If you are in wild thing, make sure you're lifting in the hips. You're not sinking. Strong arms, strong heart, strong hips. Take one more inhale. And let's come back into three-legged dog. You can drop that leg or you can work through a three-legged vinyasa. Back into downward dog. Let's take 2 lion's breaths. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. We're going to inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale to bow. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. Just take a few breaths here. We're going to do the other side. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes. Depending on which clock I look at. One's a little bit out, I think. Okay, so we're going to come back into Tadasana. So take your time, find your feet. Remember, you can have the feet a little bit apart if you want them to. Lift the toes up, open up. Bring the shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Remember, you can stay here. You can come into side plank, lift that right hand up. And you can bring the right leg up and down. Keep that left hip nice and strong. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Let's meet back in plank. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Lower down through chaturanga. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. Bring the left leg in the air. Bend the left knee. Bring the left foot outside the left hand. Option to open out that left hip a bit more. Option to rock back and forth on that right foot. Just an experiment where you might want your practice to go. Just take a little bit more here. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale as we shoot that left leg back. Exhale as we bend that knee, coming into pigeon pose. So bring that left foot to the mat. Keep that left foot active. If you're worried about the bum being lifted, you can just put a cushion in there. And you can make sure you're supporting it with the hands. Option to lift that right foot off. When you're ready, we're going to slowly swivel that right leg in front of us. Press the left foot into the right thigh. We're going to flex that right foot, inhale as we lift, and let's hinge forward. So just working that right hamstring. We're nearly there, guys. So we're just going to get out of these poses, and then we're going to just come down towards the mat. Remember to use that breath, get that lift in the upper body. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And we're going to inhale to rise. Let's bring that left leg out and come into reverse plank. Just let that head loose. Let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale to release. Bring yourself back into downward facing dog. You've got the option to lift that left leg, stack the hips, or come into world big. And again, remember to reach that heart up. And when you're ready, you can come back. You can come into downward dog or a three-legged vinyasa, like so. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands, step or walk feet to hands. Inhale, you're halfway there. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. And release. Almost there. We will go a little bit over, I'm afraid. I think that's important. So we're going to come into towards the mat. So just bring the feet mat distance apart. We'll bring the hands to heart center. We're going to slowly start lowering into our yogi squat. Now from here, you can release the bum to the mat and make your way into your shavasana. Or you can have a go at crow pose. Or you can have a go at baby crow. So if you're going to do crow pose, hands nice and strong, lift to the balls of the feet and just slot the knees in towards the triceps. The upper arms, and just have a little go at lifting one foot up at a time. If you do get the lift, point, 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 and release. If you want to have a go at baby crow, which I actually find harder, you're coming onto the forearms. And you're getting the knees into the upper body that way. And release. Wherever you are, slowly come into your Shavasana. Just a quick tip that I learned when I did the pelvis workshop. When you're in your Shavasana, you'll find that because your bum is in the way, your lumbar spine might actually be a bit more lifted than usual. So just to try something different, come into the forearms, really breathe into the ribs. Just feel that space between the shoulders and then bring yourself to the mat. And you'll find that curve goes a little bit. Obviously, just keep it safe. And we've just gone past. Yeah, I kind of decided to make the practice a little bit more dynamic. I was having a look at who we had in today's class. I thought, Peter, my audience. So let's start deepening the breath. Slowly start wriggling the fingers and the toes. And let's start rotating the ankles and the wrists. Just take a nice big stretch. Let's bring the knees into the chest. And we're all going to meet in our cross-legged position. Let's get there in a safe way. And the eyes closed and the face soft. You can bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. You can bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And I want to thank you all for joining me in today's practice. I want to thank you all for coming on this journey with me. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in you. Thank you so much for today's practice. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Shab.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. And I'll be in touch with you about next week. I might have to switch the days slightly, but I will let you all know.
Okay.
So you'll get an email. Cheers, my lovelies. Bye.
Bye.